The dust tasted like history. Sam Clayton spat, watching the fine ochre clouds settle back onto the sun-baked earth of the Barcy Ranch, his boots, scarred leather older than most of the people living down in the manicured hellscape of Heritage Hills estates, scuffed the packed dirt. He ran a calloused hand over the splintered wood of the ancient barn, its timbers groaning in the dry Texas wind like the ghosts of long-gone cattle drives. 150 years. His great-great-grandfather had carved this place out of the wild frontier, fought Comanche raiders, survived droughts that cracked the earth like porcelain, and built something meant to last asterisk. Now, Sam felt like he was fighting a different, pettier kind of invader, the Heritage Hills Homeowners Association. He'd inherited the Barcy 10 years back, leaving behind a decorated but soul-wearying career as an Army engineer. The sprawling 200 acres nestled against the newly sprung suburb was his sanctuary, his refuge, and crucially, his responsibility the old stock pond, a vital water source for the dwindling wildlife and a crucial buffer against flash floods that, occasionally, roared down the arroyo, was dying. Years of silt and neglect had shrunk it to a pathetic, algae scum puddle. Without it, the next big storm could wash precious topsoil straight down into Heritage Hills' pristine storm drains, and the deer, coyotes, and birds he cherished would vanish. His plan was simple. Born of necessity and engineering pragmatism, dredge the existing pond bed, deepen it slightly, reinforce the banks with native stone, and create a sustainable, ecologically sound water feature. He'd drawn up the plans himself, consulted with the county soil and water conservation district, and gotten their enthusiastic approval. It wasn't a luxury pool, it was vital infrastructure for the land. That's when the HOA's letter arrived. Thick, expensive parchment paper, emblazoned with their pretentious gold leaf seal. Signed by Chadwick Harrington III, HOA president and owner of the largest, most soulless McMansion overlooking the ranch from its hilltop perch. Dear Mr. Clayton. It began with icy formality. The Heritage Hills Architectural Review Committee. ARC has reviewed your proposed pond excavation project REF, BARC001. After careful consideration, we regret to inform you that your application is denied. Sam's knuckles whitened as he read on. The reasons were a masterpiece of bureaucratic absurdity. *1. Potential visual blight. An excavated area, even temporarily, might be unsightly to residents enjoying their hilltop views primarily of his land. *2. Undue noise and disturbance. The operation of necessary machinery, a tractor and backhoe, would violate the community's peace and quiet bylaws between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. *3. Unverified water table impact. Despite Sam providing the county's hydrological survey, the ARC demanded their own expensive, HOA-approved study conducted by a firm conveniently owned by Chadwick's brother in law closing parenthesis. *4. Inconsistency with community aesthetic. The proposed water feature did not conform to the approved styles and materials listed in the HOA covenants, which included things like Mediterranean villa and Tuscan farmhouse, but not functional ranch pond. Appeals were met with condescending smiles. In sterile HOA meeting rooms, Chadwick, flanked by his sycophantic board members Brenda, obsessed with lawn height, and Kevin, terrified of property values dipping a single cent, dismissed Sam's practical arguments. Rules are rules, Mr. Clayton, Chadwick would intone, smoothing his silk tie. We must maintain standards. Think of the property values. An unsanctioned mud hole simply won't do. Brenda would nod vigorously. And the noise. Imagine the disruption to little Kaylee's violin practice. Kevin just looked nervously at Chadwick. The final blow came via certified mail. A cease and desist order threatening significant fines and legal action if Sam proceeded. The pond wasn't just denied, it was forbidden. The land Sam's family had nurtured for generations was now subject to the whims of people who thought ranch was just a decorating style. The injustice burned hotter than the Texas sun. His sanctuary was being suffocated by petty tyranny wrapped in HOA bylaws. He looked at the dying pond, then towards the glittering, power-hungry houses of Heritage Hills. A slow, dangerous simmer started deep within him. They wanted a war over dirt and water, fine. But Sam Clayton knew about infrastructure, and he knew where the real power lay. Legal recourse was a quagmire. Sam consulted Eleanor Vance, a sharp, no-nonsense attorney who specialized in property rights. Sam, their denial is flimsy, bordering on bad faith, Eleanor confirmed. Tapping the HOA's rejection letter. We can fight it. We have county approval, ecological necessity. It could take months, maybe years, and cost you tens of thousands. HOA lawyers love dragging things out. It's how they break people. Sam sat in Eleanor's office, the weight of frustration crushing him. He couldn't wait years. The pond was failing now. The land was suffering now. He thought of his grandfather teaching him to fish in that pond, of his mother pointing out the herons. This wasn't just about water. It was about legacy, heritage. Hills wasn't just denying a permit. They were erasing a piece of his history. Driving back to the ranch, seething. He took the long way around the perimeter fence separating his dusty reality from their curated perfection. His old Army engineer mind, trained to find critical vulnerabilities, scanned the landscape automatically. Then he saw it, nestled discreetly behind a cluster of native mesquite trees, almost invisible unless you knew what to look for. A large, weathered, concrete housing marked with the utility company's logo and the words Main Junction, Heritage Hills Estates. It was the primary power transfer point. All the electricity feeding the hungry McMansions. Their central AC units humming against the heat, their infinity pools lit like alien landing pads. Their security systems and Chadwick Harrington's wine fridge. It all flowed through this box, located inside his property line. A relic from when the land was sold decades ago. With a utility easement buried deep in the paperwork his grandfather hadn't fully understood. An idea, cold and precise, began to form. Not vandalism. That was crude, criminal, and easily fixed. Something more. Elegant. Something that spoke the only language Chadwick and his ilk seemed to understand. Inconvenience and control. He remembered the utility company workers who'd accessed the box last year during the storm. They'd used a specific, heavy-duty lock. Sam knew locks. He spent the next week not fuming, but planning. He unearthed old survey maps confirming the junction box was indisputably on Barcy land. He researched utility easement laws. They granted access for maintenance, not unrestricted presence. He found the exact model of lock online and sourced a high-quality replica key, purely for research purposes. Of course, he meticulously observed the utility company's routine. They rarely checked it unless there was an outage. The summer turned into a cold, focused burn. The HOA had cut him off from caring for his land. Maybe it was time. Heritage Hills experienced a little disconnection. He wouldn't damage anything. He wouldn't steal. He would simply exercise his property rights, just as they loved to do. He would control access one sweltering Tuesday afternoon, when the Heritage Hills streets were deserted, baking under the relentless sun. Sam drove his old pickup down the ranch road bordering the development. He wore his work gloves and carried a heavy-duty, non-conductive pry bar and his newly acquired key. With practiced efficiency honed on far more complex mechanisms in far more dangerous places, he popped the old utility lock. Inside the junction box was a complex array of switches and fuses. He wasn't an electrician, but the large, clearly labeled *** main feed disconnect *** lever was unmistakable. He didn't touch it yet. He replaced the utility lock with his own, identical, heavy-duty padlock. The box was now secured by his lock. He was now the gatekeeper. He slipped the key into his pocket, the metal cool against his leg. The fuse was lit. Section 3. Darkness demands. And dawn the blackout hit Heritage Hills Estates at precisely 7:03 p.m. on Friday night. Prime time. One moment, Chadwick Harrington was hosting a poolside cocktail party, basking in the adulation of his neighbors, the underwater lights of his pool casting shimmering reflections on smug faces. The next, everything plunged into profound, suffocating darkness. Silence crashed down, broken only by startled shrieks and the sudden, frantic whine of dying electronics. Chadwick sputtered, his gin and tonic slipping from his hand. "What the devil? Brenda, Kevin, check the breakers." But the darkness was absolute, engulfing the entire neighborhood. Panicked phone calls lit up cell phone screens. No one had power. Not a single house. Air conditioners sighed and died. Security system keypads blinked out. Garage doors became immovable slabs. The hum of suburbia ceased. Down at the bar C, Sam sat on his porch swing. The only lights visible for miles were the soft glow from his own ranch house windows and the brilliant tapestry of stars overhead, unveiled by the vanished suburban glare. He sipped sweet iced tea, listening to the unfamiliar silence from the direction of Heritage Hills, punctuated by distant car alarms and confused shouts. A coyote yipped triumphantly in the sudden quiet. The land felt like it could breathe again. Chaos reigned in Heritage Hills for hours. The utility company was flooded with calls. Crews arrived quickly, trucks rumbling down the suddenly pitch-black streets. They located the junction box and found Sam Clayton's lock. They radioed in. Dispatch contacted Sam. "Mr. Clayton, this is Regional Power. We have a crew at the Heritage Hills main junction on your property. It seems to have a non-utility lock. We need access to restore power." Sam's voice was calm, almost serene. "Evening. Yes, that's my lock. Protecting my property. That junction box is on the Bar C Ranch, as I'm sure your maps confirm. I discovered unauthorized access issues recently. Until I'm satisfied the security of MY land is assured, I'm afraid I can't grant access. Trespassing is a concern. You understand, liability and all that." The lineman relayed the message. Panic escalated. Chadwick Harrington, sweating through his silk shirt in the oppressive heat, was besieged by furious, frightened neighbors. "Do something, Chadwick. My fish tank filter is off. It's 95 degrees in my house. My security system is down." Chadwick, used to wielding power through memos and fines, was utterly out of his depth. He called the sheriff. The sheriff arrived, assessed the situation, checked the property lines, and spoke to Sam. Sam, the sheriff sighed, wiping his brow. "This is causing a real ruckus. Gotta let them in." Sam met the sheriff's gaze steadily. "Sheriff Dawes, the box is on my land. I replaced a broken lock for security reasons. The utility company has an easement for *maintenance*, but I have the right to secure my own property against unauthorized access. Wouldn't you say, especially after the HOA has been so vigilant about protecting their interests on my land. Seems only fair I protect mine." He paused, letting the implication hang. "Now, if the HOA president would like to discuss granting me access to perform vital maintenance on my property, say, addressing a critical erosion and wildlife habitat issue they've been blocking, I might be persuaded to grant them access to this box. Seems like a simple matter of neighborly cooperation." The message was delivered. Chadwick Harrington, flanked by a now pale Brenda and a trembling Kevin, was practically dragged to Sam's porch by a mob of his formerly adoring neighbors. The entitled bluster was gone, replaced by a sheen of sweat and raw panic. Clayton. Chadwick sputtered, trying to regain authority. This is outrageous. You're holding the entire neighborhood hostage. Sam didn't rise from the swing. He took another slow sip of tea. Hostage, Chadwick, no. I'm exercising my property rights. Just like you love to do. You denied me the right to maintain a vital feature on my land, citing your rules on MY property. Now, there's an issue with your power access on my property. Funny how that works. He gestured towards the dark hillside. Seems your standards don't hold up too well. In the dark and heat, do they? A neighbor, a large man, whose home security system monitored his elderly mother, stepped forward. Desperation overriding deference. Just give him the damn pawn permit, Chadwick. My mother could be having a heat stroke. A chorus of agreement erupted. Sign IT. Approve the pawn. I can't breathe in this heat. Chadwick looked from Sam's implacable face to the furious, frightened crowd. His authority, built on HOA bylaws and snobbery, crumbled in the face of real-world consequences. He deflated like a punctured pool float. Fine. He choked out. The pawn. Approved. Immediately. Full approval. Just turn the power back on. Sam raised an eyebrow. In writing, Chadwick. Signed by you and the full ARC. Unconditional approval for my submitted plans. And a formal letter rescinding the cease and desist. Delivered now. Kevin practically tripped over himself pulling paperwork from a leather satchel. Brenda, her face ashen, fumbled for a pen. Chadwick scribbled his signature like a man signing his own humiliation. The documents were thrust at Sam. Sam examined them under the porch light. Satisfied, he nodded. He pulled the key from his pocket. He walked down to the junction box. The eyes of the entire powerless neighborhood burning into his back. He turned the key in his lock, opened the box, and flipped the large disconnect lever back to the on position with a solid clunk one by one. Like stars winking back on after an eclipse, the lights of Heritage Hills Estates flickered, then blazed back to life. A collective, ragged sigh of relief went up from the crowd, mingled with muttered curses directed at Chadwick and his bored. Sam closed the box, snapped his lock back on, and pocketed the key. He turned to face the stunned, blinking crowd. Maintenance complete, he said, his voice carrying clearly in the sudden, comparative quiet, broken only by the restarting hum of air conditioners. Remember this night, folks, power isn't just about electricity. It's about knowing where you stand, respecting boundaries, and understanding that sometimes the quiet man with the oldest roots holds the real leverage. Don't mistake respect for weakness, and don't mess with a man's land or his water. He turned his back on the illuminated spectacle of Heritage Hills and walked towards his barn. The first stars were bright overhead. Tomorrow, the roar of his tractor would finally break ground on the pond. It wouldn't just hold water. It would hold the hard-won lesson that true heritage isn't enforced by gold leaf seals, but earned through respect, resilience, and knowing when to flip the switch. The land and Sam Clayton could finally heal. The hum of suburbia was back, but now it sounded a little less like dominance and a little more like a grudging acknowledgement. The Bar C had weathered another storm.